I, I only noticed when I came to the hospital that you actually have a limp.
Yeah, I do.
I've known you for such a long time, and I've never noticed this.
It's quite a story.
Tell us a story. We've never bothered to ask last time because I didn't notice it.
I'll tell you in 1 minute, and then when we have time, I can tell you the full story. So I was born normal like any other child. When I was 4 years old, I got 3 years old. I got what they call a pyomyositis in my left leg. Basically, chipotle in the muscle, what is called pyomyositis. And I was hospitalized at UTH for a long time.
Months?
Yeah, almost a year, if not longer.
Just in hospital?
Yeah, because the condition was so bad that I was supposed to undergo an amputation of this leg. This one was supposed to be amputated. So the day I was supposed to go to theater, my parents had already signed for amputation, everything. My dad, in fact, signed. Signed everything. When they came in the morning to pick me up to take me to theater, I was not in the ward. I disappeared. I was at home.
How old were you?
I was four, I think, 4. My mother took me home.
She couldn't.
Her argument was that she didn't want me to have an amputation. She thought she would rather I died than live with one leg. That woman took such a huge risk, man. Because I could have died.
But look at you today.
No, but the amputation was the correct decision.
But do you ever imagine where your life would have gone if the amputation had happened?
That woman is weird. She took me home and she started praying and squeezing the pus herself and praying and squeezing the pus herself. That's why sometimes I feel I'm traumatized by religion. Praying and squeezing, praying. Until this thing healed. Then when it healed, this leg healed in flexion, like this fixed flexion.
Okay.
Then she started stretching it on her own at home. Boy, I was in pain that period.
You were 4 and you can remember?
No, by then I was a bit older. I think I was now getting into 5. 6.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and she started stretching it on her own at home with warm water and what. And then once she stretches it straight like this, she would put a piece of wood here and tie in my leg in to keep the leg straight. And then I had to learn how to walk all over again at some point. Yeah, so, yeah, looking back, I'm grateful I'm able to walk. But I could have died. That woman also.
She made a good gamble.
She really gambled.
With her own medicine that she believed in, yeah.
I'm a doctor. She just doesn't realize the risk she took. It was a major risk.
But because of that experience, do you also take such risks based off your own life experience?
No, I don't.
Not with other people's life.
No, let my mother do those things. I do not. I am not her. She's her own person in her own universe, her own space. Yeah, so that's how I ended up with a limp and stuff like that. And and I'm grateful because, I could have had an amputation or I could have died.
But have you ever taken any risks that are off the book? Like, you know what, yes, the book says this, but you know what, maybe this can work? This other thing that I think my sixth sense is telling me can work, will work.
Several times. But not to the extent that my mother did. I do take risks.
Special.
I do take risks a lot, actually. Some of my friends think I'm sort of a daredevil with things, but I tend to take very calculated risks. Yeah, I like to have a contingency plan, even if I'm going to do something daring. Yeah.
I remember in the book Gifted Hands, Ben Carson would talk about having visions. So maybe remember the twins, the first Siamese twins that he separated?
Yeah.
He would pray about it, have visions, and God would sort of direct him on what direction to take, how to separate the brains from the two conjoined twins.
Yeah.
Do you have those things as well? You just, something in you tells you it could be this and you actually find that you're right?
No, I don't. Maybe my mother does, because that woman, what she did...
You're traumatized by religion, of course.
No, what that woman did, you guys, was very, very risky. And I can imagine my father in the morning in the hospital. The doctors, they're looking for a patient who's supposed to go to surgery. Patient is not there. He comes home. He finds his wife home with a very sick child. I wonder what went through his head.
Were you getting feverish?
I was thin like a... there are pictures of me during that time. I look so skin and bone.
Ish. But thanks.
Here's what made me realize the seriousness of the matter. There's my father's, one of the relatives on my father's side who had seen me while I was in hospital and had to go back to Zimbabwe because they live in Zimbabwe. So they came back later. I was about 18 years old when they came back to visit. And then he was asking my mother, so how many children do you have now? Then my mother says, oh, I have this many children. And then he said, but you have a child who died. And then, I never expected it. So it was like, but you have a child who died, right? My mother said, no, I don't have a child who died. So you mean that child I left in the hospital at that time survived? And then my mother said, it's this one here. The guy looked at me. That's when it dawned on me that, okay, this
was critical.
Yeah.
Wow. How do you not talk about this the first episode that we had with you? Wow.
I know, right?
Dr. Mujajati, let's not keep the babies waiting any longer. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming through. And I think
thanks for having me, bro.
You've answered a lot of the questions that I had just judging by your posts. And a lot of times you don't have such time to respond to comments that come on your posts.
Yeah.
But I've noticed most of the times you respond with short.
Yeah, I try to engage as much as I can. Yeah.
Wow. You're an amazing doctor.
Bro, thanks for the invitation.
I'm coming for that checkup on Tuesday.
Oh boy, there was unpaid.
By the time this is aired, I would have had the checkup, and hopefully everything will be looking good. But I exercise a lot. I eat an apple every day, which is supposed to keep you away.
Yeah.
So
no, I expect you to be good. I don't expect issues with you just by looking.
I look healthy, huh?
But we need to confirm.
And also, gentlemen, remember, the good doctor says if your waistline is more than 102 centimeters long, that's going to affect your... So
that's
check your...
verifiable, actually.
Check your weight. Check your weight. Gob is good.